edition of Porch Randoms with me, Ben Childs, and my co-host here.
Mr. Arm and Hammer.
And he's having a conversation. Today's October the 16th, 2021. It's a great day.
Not too hot, not too
Not
cold.
really missing the summer weather too much.
I am.
Okay. Yeah.
I like cold.
But getting right into it. Today's topic is when you're at work for 8 hours and one of your site co-workers, I'm not going to say your co-worker because you really don't work with them, but they're at the same facility with you working. Okay? You aren't cool with them, but you do speak to them on a touch and go basis. The question is, within that 8 hours, you know, for us who work 8 hours, some of us may work more. Whichever one applies to you, make it fit. Within that time frame of work, how many pleasantry gestures will you do before you stop gesturing to the person? Like saying hi, giving the head nod, you know, waving, pointing, you know, possibly shrugging, whatever the case may be.
A rock eye where you go, the rock eye, you know, you get that one eyebrow. You know.
Okay, that would be a head nod, you know,
It's not,
you know, some type of eye contact.
no,
But how many times would you gesture to them if y'all continually pass each other? Because, you know, you might have to move around, go get something, bring it back to this area, do something with it, then take it back over somewhere else. So, you know, when you're moving around, how many times would you gesture to them a gesture of, hey, how you doing? Hello, I see you, some type of acknowledgement before you say, you know what, I done said hi to you 1,500 times today. I ain't got to say hi to you no more. And y'all just pass each other like y'all don't even see each other. If that fits for you, whatever the case may be. Mr. Arnett.
how many times? Okay.
Take your time. Think
I
it
would say that if I see the person throughout the day, at some point it's not any, well, no. It's first one you say, of course, early morning is good morning, you know.
Right.
That's normal for everybody, right? But
Out of common decency,
yeah.
acknowledgement.
you know, but throughout the day, I don't think you need to continue saying hi or saying hello or even waving. It's more like, you know, you give head nods and you give the eye contact. But that's all depending on like what kind of person that person is. If that's a friend, you know,
Well,
somebody that you speak to on a regular basis, somebody that you hang out with or whatever, then that's just a quick, you know, you say what's up the first time, and then the rest of the day is pretty much just the occasional eye contact and a head nod. You know, if it's not somebody you deal with, somebody that you're just being polite with, and you just, you know, you just see them once, and you see them throughout the day, but you don't really care for them much. It's more like, let's say hello in the morning, they say hello back, and for the rest of the day, you pretty much just ignore the person's existence.
Okay, so you would only give an acknowledgement greeting once,
Yeah, pretty much.
and then poof, they no longer exist.
Pretty much. I mean, think about it. I mean, I don't like you, so I don't really want to keep talking to you.
Okay, wait.
And I don't want to have a conversation. I don't want you to stop me and have a conversation with me.
Let me clarify that. It's not that you do have an issue with them. What it is you're cordial. you speak when spoken to. You know, like I said before, it's a matter of acknowledgement. Not that the two of you stop and have conversation, or there's anything, a question related to the work that you're doing. You know, if you do have a conversation, it may be you had a thought and like, listen, let me run it past you because it's about a subject that I think you might understand. You know, like if it's a mechanic, you know, you'd probably say, okay, well, let me ask you, do you know if there's any shops over in this part of town? Assuming that you working here, this is not your first job.
Okay.
You know, or it be a matter of since you're a mechanic, at this facility, I take it you've been doing this for a while, so you probably worked on a lawnmower in your younger days, got older, moved up to a motorcycle, then probably worked on cars, and now you're working on diesel engines.
You're getting like really technical with it, you know, right?
Okay, but you see,
it's a little too technical.
No,
just a little,
wait.
Just a little technical. I mean, unnecessarily
I'm
technical.
setting up the situation.
I know you're setting the mood, but I'm just saying, like, it's a lot.
Because you
putting a lot in there.
This is something.
This is a movie.
You're gonna continue to cut me off?
I'm just saying, this is a movie. This is not even a show anymore.
Are you gonna continue to cut me off?
You went from a commercial to a movie right now. You're getting a lot of background. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, this is something that I'm not gonna say I struggle with, but I have to deal with. Where it's like me and this other person, we don't have issues, but we don't have anything in common. You know, we see each other. We may have a conversation every now and then. Even to the point where we're having a conversation which I don't really mind on a particular day, it stops me from working. Which is not really an issue because it's one of those slow days and it's like not much is happening the next day. But in any case, we don't have conversation every time we see each other. We don't have anything in common. We see each other, you know, we may, I'm not gonna say we interrupt each other, but we let the other person know, listen, I see you, I gave you acknowledgement. You know, all out of, I see you, I know you, I'm gonna say something. Now, even if either one of us decides not to acknowledge the other person, it's not going to be an issue.
Okay. You know, I got a question for you. Because this sounds, since you got so much background, this sounds kind of personal. Is this something that you want to talk to people about?
No. I said this is something that I go. Okay. It could be my supervisor. You know, he might be walking around doing whatever. I'm in my work area. You know, he might stop and try to check and see what I'm doing. I see him. I look at him and be like, "What up?" He'd be like, "No. You know.
I mean, that's
now. I'm pretty sure if it happens again, I'm gonna see him and be like, "Oh, he's." And if you want something, he'll say something. Whatever.
I mean, that's kind of normal, though.
That's one incident, or it could be because since I am a laborman at my site of work.
But I mean, that's kind of normal for a supervisor to be checking up on the.
So what?
It's kind of normal for a supervisor to be checking up on the employees. You know that, right?
Actually, for me, no, it's not. It's not. But if that's what he wants to do, listen, I'm not gonna tell him no, you can't do that. Now, normally, it is normal for a supervisor to check upon a worker if they feel that worker needs to be checked up on. Listen, I'm telling you, where I work, there's a lot of lazy people.
Listen, I mean, maybe it's just me, or maybe it's just where I work. Supervisors were always checking up on you, regardless if you was lazy or not. They were either checking up on you, see if you were doing your work, or they were checking up on you just to see if you're okay. It has nothing to do with being your friend. You have to just see if you're okay. If you somewhere and they come to check up on you just to see if you're all right, because they're leaving you there to fend for yourself, basically, so they want to check up on you to see if you're all right.
The supervisor was just an example. Now, if a supervisor is coming to check up on you, he's going to have something to say.
Not necessarily.
He's going to address you, hey, listen, such and such and such and such. But he's there for an informational reason.
No.
Now, a hi and a bye, that's gone with the wind.
You know what?
Or should I say that's flying in the wind?
You know what? I think this is a situation that's specific to you. That's why
I did say I deal with this.
Yeah.
I
mean, when I say that, I mean that it's specific to you, as in nobody else really deals with this, because
I'm pretty sure other people probably feel the same way. They just haven't found a way to verbalize it. Or it's probably something that they don't think of. And it's like, I got more important stuff to think about.
Probably, but I still think it's just you.
But now it could be just me. Okay, so since you think it's me, how do I handle this? According to the question I asked. Well, then again, I did ask you. You said one acknowledgement, and you no longer exist on my radar.
Yeah, that means that if I'm working, and like you said, supervisor goes, just comes around and wants to watch me work. I'm not even looking at them, because I know they're there. I can feel their presence, and I can feel them breathing down my neck. I can feel the air coming out the back, the front of the nose, and hitting the back of my ear. So of course I can tell they're there, but I'm still gonna pretend like they're not, and just continue to do what I'm doing. Unless I was doing the wrong thing, then I'm just gonna stop, and then go back to what I was supposed to be doing. It's the story.
Me not knowing the situation, my question would be, what kind of worker are you that they have to be in stalker position, breathing down your neck, seeing what you're doing? Because most workers who are reliable and accountable, the supervisor will see them and be like, hey, John, how you doing? Everything's all right? Okay, and they disappear and you don't see them until the next day.
I've never had a hey, John, how you doing?
Well, John, Jacob, Jingleheimer,
Schmidt, I know, but I'm just saying, I've never done that one before. That's a new one. I mean, listen, I've been a supervisor, and maybe it's specific to the supervisors. It's not specific to the position. It's just specific to the person. Because I've been a supervisor, and the only people that I checked up on everybody. I didn't care who it was. I'd drive around just checking up on people, making sure they're okay. Somebody might need to use the bathroom. Somebody might need to go take a dump somewhere. Somebody might, they might have the mud button. They need to get out of there. You never know. So I just try to make
towels, hand soap, running water, fix your situation.
It's kind of. Messed up that you know exactly what to do, but that's another story. That's another story. That's a story. No. Don't explain. Don't explain.
I am not going to.
Leave the mystery. Leave the mystery.
I'm not going to explain.
Leave the mystery. Don't explain.
You got people who will be stuck in the middle of nowhere using their socks, using their undershirt.
Okay, I understand that. But like I said, just leave the mystery.
Taking the shirt off your back to wipe your bum. Okay, yeah. I'm over here talking about you inside a facility, and you kind of, stretched it a little too far on time, and like, shoot, I almost didn't make it, but I still got caught just a pinch. Still got to clean up.
All right. So now that we've established that you've had accidents, we're gonna continue continue this story because you know just a little bit too much about how to deal with that. I'm just saying. But anyway, anyway, like I was saying, you know, as for me, I would drive around, check up on people. It had nothing to do. Sometimes, you know, this is people that are working and they fall asleep while they're working, you know, and just because they're bored. It's not even because they're tired. They're just bored. They just need something to keep them awake. So, you know, I drive around, I check up on them, make sure they're all right. Check up on them, make sure that they don't need anything, you know. It might be the middle of summer, need some water, need a bottle of water, something like that. I'm just checking up on them, period. That's going to do it whether they're good workers or not.
In your line of work, yeah, you have to be that relief for a good, 2 minutes sometimes?
Nah, like an hour maybe. Yeah, because most of those people, I mean, the job, well, you know, I did, you know what, for you people that don't know, I did I was in a law enforcement position for a long time. Yeah, what? There's something wrong with what I just said?
That's a good stretch.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
I was in a law enforcement position for a long time, and I realized that we don't need no sneaking badge. No, I mean, I realized that some people require time to themselves to get their minds right. Like, you know, we be working like what, 8, 12-hour shifts, and they need an hour just to either eat, to sleep, you know, go to the bathroom.
Okay, that's called a lunch break, isn't that?
Pretty much, yeah. But besides the lunch break, you know, there's still, you know, it's an 8-hour shift. I mean, even if you break it up, still gonna need somebody, you know, you can't foresee everything.
I understand that.
You know, there's always gonna be something.
You were referring to an hour break.
Yeah, I've done.
After you took in your hour lunch break?
I've done that before.
It's only 8 hours. There's 16 hours.
Like I said, I've done that before for people.
You were kind-hearted.
Not, it was more like, you know, they needed it. I mean, what you gonna tell somebody that got the runs? You know, oh, you can't stay in the bathroom as long as you need to stay. No, I'm not gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you stay there as long as you need to get everything you got in there out, so that when you come back, you don't need to go anymore for a while. Because if you come back and you feel like you gotta go again, that means that you gotta call me, wait for me to come to you before you. Come on, you and I both know that's a.
You might as well call relief. I'm going home. I'm in a situation that has to go home. I'll be back tomorrow.
That's what my point is. My point is that
I put my time in. I got to go. The emergency to leave.
But that was my point. I don't want to have to tell somebody that, you know, oh, you know, I can't come right now, or that, you know, something came up. If they really need to go, I want to make sure they get what they need to do when they need to do it.
You know what? What I will tell you is this. You're not going to have that response of, no, I can't make it. What the response would be is, you know what? I'm a bit tied up. Either you can contact Jane or Tanya or Timothy, or I can contact one of them and send them over to you.
See, that's going by the fact that, you know, you had those people that close enough to go to them. Sometimes you don't have that. Like I said, I was in a law enforcement position, right? And the way they had to spread out, you know, let's say like, you know, we had one person on this corner, the next person was 2 corners down, you know, 2 blocks away,
Okay.
you know, and each had their own area. You can't have them taking over the spot of somebody else, leaving their spot vulnerable.
Right.
So that's where the supervisor would come around, you know, or if you had an extra
But if
agent
all the
around.
workers know that, then the whole call of a relief, that's not even an option.
It is. It is an option. That's the reason why you call a supervisor. You call a supervisor to come take your place, so that the supervisor is watching your spot while you go do whatever you need
So
to
what's
do.
the
When you gotta do.
So what's the supervisor doing if I got to call him and he come over and take my spot? He just sitting there waiting for something.
He is a supervisor. He is supervising.
Supervising.
Exactly. He is
Because
supervising.
if he's supposed to be checking up on workers,
Yes.
making sure workers
So
are
for-
working.
But for that moment, he is not. He can't because he's doing something. He's doing part of his responsibility, which is to back up his.
All right, so I was just about to go check up on Jack, the chronic slouch.
Mm-hmm.
But I got this call. I gotta go help Jane over here because she's got bubble guts.
There you go.
So I'm gonna leave Jack while he's over here playing around, fooling around.
It's
not doing his job.
See, that's
I'm gonna help Jack.
See, you're thinking of it as
It's all-
neither one is
it's
neither
all
one is
hypothetical.
good. Neither one is good. But the thing is that you got to think of which one's the better of two evils. I mean, bubble guts here.
Well, I mean, she needs
she-
relief. Either
if-
she can.
If she messes up that
More than
where
likely,
her spot,
what-
she's going home.
But listen. What I'm saying is this. She calls you. You tell her, listen, I have you on the list. I'll get to you when I can. Let me check on this. I'm gonna get over there.
See,
Now, if wait. If the situation is she's in a dire strait and has to go to the bathroom and leave her post, 9 times out of 10, in my mind, as complex and beautiful as it is, I would say, you know what? Go ahead. I'm on my way over there. If you gotta go, don't wait for me to get there. Go. I'm on my way to cover your post.
see,
Okay.
I hear
Now,
you. I hear you. It makes sense. It makes sense. The problem with what you just said is that the moment she walks off, technically, her boss, our boss, can fire her. Do you know why? Because technically she's abandoning her post.
But her supervisor wasn't well aware of it.
No, doesn't matter if the supervisor's aware of it. She's not supposed to abandon her post until somebody comes to take
These
her
are
spot.
conversations I don't like to have.
I'm just saying.
Because y'all want to run it by the book, and by the book don't even make damn sense.
You're right. But guess what? When they fire you by the book. They don't fire you by what makes sense. They fire you by the book.
Okay, and then that's when you lawyer up and say, hey, listen, this is unfair treatment. Here's the story. Here's what happened. How do you advise us to go forward with this?
Okay.
If there's a settlement or it goes to well, I don't know, trial court. It's like, listen, I want to challenge this because this was not just any random situation. This was a very specific situation. Okay. First of all, when it comes down to bodily functions, if someone has to go to the bathroom, they are to go.
Not as kids.
Yeah.
Listen, I understand what you're saying. I hear you.
I
point is
also
that-
understand
the
what
point
you're
is-
saying.
the point is
I'm just
that
saying I
when
don't
you're
agree
dealing- when
the
you're
way
dealing-
you know how it would run.
When you're dealing with technicals and hypotheticals, the problem is that they still go by the book because they still look at the fact that they are liable or that they are or the company is going to be liable for whatever the problem is, and that's what they're going to be looking at. They're not going to be looking at nothing else. They're going to look at the fact that they got to pay money, and if they got to pay money because something happens,
Yeah,
they don't care what the
wait,
reason
wait,
is.
wait, wait, wait.
That means that
I'm
if,
pretty
That means
sure-
that if between the time that it takes you to get there and the time that she leaves, if something happened that's gonna cost the company money, they're gonna put it on the person that's supposed to be there, which is that guard. And they're gonna tell that person or whoever it is, they're gonna tell them that, hey, you were supposed to be there, you weren't, you cost us money, you're fucked.
What I would also like to say is, I'm hoping these people are good at what they do, as far as judgment calls. And if they feel that, you know what, I personally am having a situation, but I know situation-wise, it's not clear for me to just go take care of my personal business because I am on the clock.
Okay.
That's why there is a notification. There is a chain of command.
Mm-hmm.
There is the, you know what, I'm going to try to wait as long as I possibly can
I'm
for relief to get there, so this way the post is not uncovered.
I'm guessing that you've never been in a law enforcement position before.
No, I have not.
No, you have not?
No, I haven't.
I understand. That's the reason why you feel like that. It's all right. But I feel like we got off topic. We
sure did, and I allowed that to happen.
You know, and I feel like we should get back on topic because I still feel like we didn't answer that question properly. But the point was that, you know, as a supervisor ain't supposed to be over.
The supervisor was just an example.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, you know, the supervisor shouldn't be, you know, hovering, period, unless he needs to. And even if he does need to, he shouldn't be doing it. He should be doing it from a distance, and he shouldn't be letting the person know that he's doing it, because then it just looks like, you know, he's got it out for the person. But besides that, we were talking about how many times in the day you're going to do that. You're going to say hello. You're going to say, it should be first time in the morning, hey, how you doing? How's everything going? And then for the rest of the day, if I like you and we're cool, it's every time I see this, or
right, some type of facial expression.
yes, it should be something.
Gesture.
If I don't like you,
gesture.
and I'm passing you in the hall, I'm passing you in the hall. I'm pretend like you're not there. I'm just gonna just keep walking.
I will tell you this.
I'm grabbing my phone and pretending like I'm on text.
So you know what?
You know, or I'm putting my headphones on and pretending like I'm listening to something.
Listen, at work I always have a headphone.
You see, there you go. There you see, that makes it even better
yet-
because you can pretend, and then when you're done, pretend some more.
No. I want to talk about the people I don't effort at where I work. I don't acknowledge them. It's to the point where I'm so good I can see the outline, profile of their figure in my peripheral. My head will not swivel. My eyes won't dart. And whenever they feel like they need to talk to me, I sound like I have an attitude. Can I help you? Do what?
Yeah, that does sound like an attitude. It's not even
I'll
that
go. I'll go see what that person wants. Thank you for the message.
you see, that's the, you see, it's not that you have an attitude. It's that your face looks like you have an attitude. Because you're like, this is what you do. You're like, that's you.
No,
like,
you can't tell me what my face is gonna do.
if your face
Or
is
what
looking,
my face should be doing.
but if your face is looking at me and I see the expression on your face, the expression is the opposite of what it should be if I'm asking you a question, then I'm gonna tell you that it's like saying, like, you know, I can't tell you if you're happy. If your face look happy, I'm gonna tell you that you look happy. If your face look mad, I'm gonna tell you that you look bad. You know, if you're looking at me and you like this, you're like, what? You don't look happy. You look angry. And if you look angry, you know, if you like this, look like, huh?
You've been in law enforcement
look,
and you have not
look.
not had
Look.
interaction a lot, have you?
But look at it, look. Huh? What? That's not what you did. You went, what?
Exactly.
That's an angry face. You see, look at my face. See how angry that was? That was angry. That wasn't happy.
Listen,
That was a surprise.
I don't know what
that wasn't curious.
I don't know what
That was-
an angry face looked like.
Apparently you don't.
Listen, I don't.
That's okay. I'm gonna get, my daughter has these flashcards. I'm gonna get you some of the flashcards so you can see the difference between happy and sad and, you know, angry and all that. So we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that. Because
Okay.
apparently you don't know the
First of
difference.
all-
It's all right though. It's okay.
First of all, the question was, how many times do you give a gesture of acknowledgement within an 8-hour period?
Okay.
Okay,
If
that
I'm-
was the question.
Um,
I came up with the example of for a supervisor. Then I gave another example of a site worker that's not really your co-worker, but you're both employed to the same facility.
Mhm.
And you may pass each other or even sometimes stop and have a conversation about something. Maybe one of you saw a video and you was like, let me get your perspective on it, or, I want to have strength of conversation because this is really boiling up inside of me and I need to speak to someone about it. And it just so happens that me, because it is me I'm talking about, friendly, kind, attentive ear. Hey, what's going on? What's up? And it just draws out, and we're having dialogue. And then there's sometimes where, hey, listen, I'm good. Catch you around, and you keep moving, doing whatever you do.
That's a lot of interaction for no reason.
You've been in law because right now I'm running down the whole recap. Running down the recap. I said I'm a laborman, meaning I gotta move around, be on my feet, use my hands, doing things. You've been in law enforcement. Let me pat you on the back for that. Thank you for your hard, diligent work. You've been in law enforcement. Okay. Spoke about that a little bit, and now we're following you down the rabbit hole about facial expressions.
Why you keep saying that over and over again? You've been in law enforcement. That's the third time saying that. Very weird.
This video really could have been over like 5 minutes ago. Nice and easy.
Anyway, the point is that, like you said, how many times? I'm gonna go with. You're not gonna say anything to anybody for the rest of the day, but you're gonna do a lot of head nodding and
what I did ask you was how many times would you gesture of acknowledgement to the person that is a passerby?
Okay, so
That's not your friend. You don't hang out outside. You don't hang out in.
I'm gonna go with
job.
If it's somebody that I know, somebody that I hang out with, or somebody that I consider a friend, I'm gonna say once an hour.
Okay, this person is none of those things.
Then they're probably gonna get it once a day.
And you're gonna stick with that stringently. Just
once, maybe twice, maybe. The second time it's gonna be more like a.
First time is verbal, very attentive. I'm locking eyes with you.
But the second time is just a head nod and not even looking to see the person nod back. It's just pretty much just a head nod and that's it.
There are times where I'll walk past a person because I'm not friends with nobody at work. So none of them is my friend. We don't hang out after work. We don't hang out during work.
Okay, we're not gonna
But
get
I'll
into
walk past and be like, all right now.
We're not gonna get into your bad habits, but we're gonna try to stick to the subject.
So it's a bad habit to acknowledge them.
It's not a bad habit to acknowledge. It's a bad habit to not be friends with anybody at work.
I'm not there to have friends.
That's not the point. You don't understand.
I'm there to make money. Being friends with you ain't paying my damn bills.
True, but being friends with them ain't gonna stop you from making them bills either.
Excuse me. If we're friends, I'm gonna be a little distracted. I won't be able to do my job.
Whose
And I
fault
won't
is
have
that?
a damn job.
Now, whose fault is that you're distracted? Exactly.
You have a friend that the two of you work together.
I got a lot of those.
And what happens?
I'm going to
You
one.
get off track.
I'm going to one's house today. Just like in about like 2 hours. I'm gonna be at her house because she's having a birthday party for herself. And I'm gonna be there to celebrate with her. And we work together. And you know why? Because regardless if you work together with a friend, you can still do your job.
I focus on my job very much.
Apparently.
That's why I disregard all existence around me. I focus on my job.
Work ain't everything, buddy.
Results will always vary. Always. Everyone has their own opinion.
Listen, I don't know many people that don't have somebody that they work with that they consider to be a friend. I don't know many people that do that. I believe that if you work with somebody and you speak to that person on a regular basis, that is your friend. And I'm talking about like a conversation. I'm not talking about like hi bye.
I will tell you this right now. I got 2 friends in my life, and I don't work with none of them.
Hey, now you're talking about real friends. You're talking about like we get a little deeper now. Now you're talking about like friends.
Okay, wait.
Like day one friends.
What I'm getting at is this. Okay? What I'm getting at is this. Somebody at work, that's not a friend. That's an associate. Yes, I do categorize. I'm very detailed with my acquaintanceships. Very detailed. Okay. When it comes to you, you already know your position. You know the terms of endearment I use for you. Right?
Huh?
Ooh, today is not the day, Lord. Ooh. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. Fix it, Jesus.
I got you, brother. I got you. I got you all day, every day.
But in any case, is there anything else you'd like to add in short?
In short, short things. All right, you know what? I'll be short. Okay. In short, I'm gonna.
You're
say,
right. That was very good. Congratulations. Thank you.
In short, I'm gonna say that. Okay. I tell this to people, and they don't really believe me, but I'm gonna say it again so that everybody on this knows that your friend is your friend, not because they want you to be their friend. You're their friend because you want to be. That means that it doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter how they see you. It matters how you feel and what you feel towards a person. You can be somebody's friend for a very long time, and you can continue being that person's friend, regardless if the person doesn't want to be friends with you or not. Because there's always going to come that one day when a person calls you and is like, hey, can you talk? Or hey, can we speak? And then they realize what kind of friend you actually are versus who they are. Don't be somebody's friend because you want them to be your friend. Be their friend because you want to be their friend. Simply, straightforward. That's it.
I can get that.
I'm a vibe. You don't understand. I'm a vibe.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also,
people should subscribe to me.
Drop down in the comment section. Let us know
Make miracles happen.
how many times you would give a gesture of acknowledgement at work
I'm like Kim
to the
Kardashian.
same crud-faced individual you don't want to offend, don't have a problem with,
Or that guy
but
that's
y'all occasionally
standing
have
behind Beyonce
a
all the time.
conversation, about something meaning and endearing to either one of you. Okay?
I feel like it's a Saturday morning
I
session.
want to thank you for watching. Hope
Remember
you're
those?
having a great day.
Remember those with the star that shined across with the rainbow and it's right under it said the more you know. That's what I feel like we should do. Actually, we should do that. We should do that. The star, and then we get across. It's like, shh. Right under the more you know. That's what we're gonna do that.
Interrupting
We're gonna do that.
voice,
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Watch. It's gonna come right across right here. Watch. And then the next one.
It's not going to be where your hand is.
It's gonna be.
It's not going to be where
It's
your
gonna
hand
be.
is.
It's gonna be.
Once
So
again,
watch.
thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Remember, we all are expected and capable of great things to come.
And remember that once once bread becomes toast, it's no longer bread anymore.
It can't go back.
Nope, not even close.
God bless.
I gotta
Be
get that
safe.
saying back.
Have fun.
I gotta fix that.
Bye.